Hey, what's up, RockStarr fam? So we got another video for you guys today, and this one is actually going to be a little bit different. And what I actually wanted to do was kind of give you guys a behind-the-scenes look for all the people that are not already students of our academy. If you've never been on one of our live trading sessions before or training sessions, again, give you that behind-the-scenes look before you go ahead and actually get started. This one is a little bit different, not the typical training session, because today is Sunday, number one. Number two, it is Father's Day. And number three, on our Sunday sessions, you know, obviously the markets are closed. There's no real charting or anything that we do on Sundays. Instead, what we actually do is I dedicate every single Sunday to a mentorship session. So whether you are personally enrolled with me, which obviously you'll have my personal contact, which you can hit me up anytime to do what it is that we do on Sundays, or if you're not personally enrolled with me and you are just a part of the academy as a whole, you can always get on my Sunday sessions as well. But we focus more in on you guys. And I actually allow the students to go ahead and send me in some of their losing trades, maybe their chart markups, their analysis, or any kind of questions that they may have that did not already get answered throughout the week. So it's really just a chart and chill kind of vibe. You know, we play some music, we have some fun, we joke around a little bit on the charts, but more importantly, we get to tap in with the students and again, dive into your trades, dive into your analysis, dive into some of your losing setups, and kind of look at that and be able to identify that, you know, you as the student, me as the, you know, somewhat of an expert or someone that has more experience in the market, to kind of look at that and say, okay, maybe this is what we could have done better. Look out for this next time, so on and so forth. Remember, as we trade based off of probability. So there's nothing that I say that's gonna absolute guarantee success for you. But at the same time, again, you know, I do have more experience. I do have that knowledge, and you guys are learning from me, right? So as you're learning my strategy throughout the bootcamp videos that you'll have access to as students, as you're learning the strategy and getting on the live sessions, it only makes sense to participate in the Sunday sessions as well, sending those analysis, sending those markups as you do it. And again, tap in on that one-on-one. And I'm always checking the chat box over to the side to make sure that all questions are answered. But again, it's just a very chill session, man. Super fun, straight to it. And hopefully we see you guys on one of our next Sunday sessions. But with that being said, hit that like button and sit back and relax and enjoy the content. Hey, look, if you guys are brand new, obviously you've never really been on with me before, what you're going to want to do is make sure you head to my favorited section, okay? Make sure you head to my favorites. And then on the favorites, you definitely want to go through my bootcamp. So the bootcamp is absolutely fire. I know that obviously you guys have access to the academy itself, but the bootcamp kind of takes my strategy, everything that I teach you guys, and puts it in more of a simplified form for brand new members. So as soon as somebody gets started, one of the first things I do is I get them plugged into the bootcamp. Each video is less than an hour long. So you're getting good content, right? But it's not too long. It's not too dull. The trainings themselves are about an hour long, most likely even less. And then after that, on a lot of these, we do a Q&A afterwards. So if you stay after the training on the bootcamp, you're going to see some of the questions that maybe some of the other members might have had that maybe you were thinking about as you're watching the replay, but obviously you're not there live, so you couldn't access, right? So make sure you guys tap into the bootcamp. It's only 7 videos, so less than 7 hours worth of content. And if you're really serious about getting into the training space, you're really taking your trading to the next level, then how this works is very simple. Your first week, you should already have breezed through the bootcamp. And then coming into week number 2, maybe rewatch it, go over some notes, and start implementing it so that by week 3, week 4, you're already understanding it. And as you're getting on the go live sessions, it all makes sense. And you can continue on throughout my favorites. And as you guys have seen over the course of the last few weeks, we've just been absolutely crushing it, adding more and more videos to the favorites. And it is getting better and better and better. So absolutely crushing it, man. Just doing what we got to do. So we got, you know, the key to growing small accounts, understanding the 200, solidifying entry points, multiple time frame analysis, which we just did last week. And I'm telling you guys, I do not trade without that. You guys know how that rocks, right? Phone when I actually go live. The reason you're going to want this is because what I'm actually going to be doing is I've gotten so much good feedback from this Nadex strategy training that we put here, pretty much how to utilize the strategy, you know, utilizing on the platform, taking profit and all that extra good stuff. I'm thinking about putting a whole boot camp together, a strategy boot camp specifically geared towards, you know, trading Nadex. So I think that's going to be absolutely fire. So if you guys want to tap into that, you know, get really deep, and this is also good for new members. We're going to be going over some of the basics like, you know, OTM, you know, the different strike prices, so on and so forth, what you should be looking for in terms of if you're doing longer term strikes, if you're doing shorter term strikes, little things like that. So I'm going to be diving deep into that. And it's not going to be on my, okay. So the first one, I actually really like this one. So this one was good. Oh man, so this is perfect. This is perfect. All right, so let me go ahead and download these for you real quick. It says, "Thank you for the fire sessions you are giving us. I need you to help as I entered the following trade after the confirmation candle listed by the blue line, and it went in the opposite direction." Okay. Okay, cool. So we're gonna download the first one. He actually sent a few screenshots in. Now this one's actually really good, and I'm gonna explain to you guys why in just a second. But first, I want to go over the first half of the email because he actually sent another email in right after he sent in the first one. Okay, so let's go over the first one first. Just yet, but let's jump into it. Okay, so obviously, yeah. So we're looking at this. So this right here is the more zoomed in screenshot. This is the one in the back is the overall picture. Okay, so as you guys see, obviously, you know, he was looking for a sell off of the middle Bollinger Band right here, or he or she, I'm not sure exactly. So actually, I think it wasn't he. I think it was okay. So as we see here, guys, overall picture obviously is going for a downtrend. All right, so downtrend. Obviously, in the downtrend, what are we looking for? Dropping in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Drop it in the chat for your boy. What are we looking for in a downtrend? Okay. So obviously, yes, we are looking for sells. As you guys go ahead and light up the chat for me, okay? Now, if we're looking at this, we can see here on the bigger picture, obviously, yes, downtrend. Zooming in just a little bit, all right, what do we have here? So we do have all of our confirmations. Stochastic cross, DMI is looking good for the extension, okay? Bounce off of that middle Bollinger Band, still looking good. Boom, all right? Now let's zoom in a little bit. He waited for the confirmation candle, which what we have right here. Hey guys, what kind of candle is that right here? What confirmation is that? So what candle reversal is that? Because that's actually a pretty good one. By the way, this is a very unique chart. I don't think I've ever seen anyone have like a Halloween theme to their charts. Right? Because this is definitely Halloween if you look at it, right? But what confirmation candle do we have right here? The one that he got in at. Candle going in the direction that you're looking to trade, but you also get a nice shooting star, right? So we got a nice shooting star shooting down to the downside, as you guys can see. So, you know, as momentum came back up, made its way back up, you know, pushed all the way up here, couldn't maintain that buyer's momentum, and what happened? Sellers came in, took price down, closed right here for the bearish candle, and then we started the new one. This is where he entered, dropped down. If he was in for one candle, I would assume he would have cleared. But I'm pretty sure he was in for more. Therefore, went ahead and it shot up afterwards, right? All right. So now that we see that, let's go ahead and pull up the actual. I'm gonna open up the more zoomed in version. Is this the more zoomed in? Oh no, this is the more. So I'm gonna open up the more zoomed in version. We're gonna draw up on it a little bit, and show you guys what it is that I see that maybe we could have, you know, kind of been on the lookout for. Maybe next time we know to kind of avoid. All right, so let me go ahead and make sure this is all good. All right, so it looks like market's making its way back up to retest previous support, which obviously we broke through that support, right? Broke through, come up, retest, and then bounce down, right? Now, obviously, we don't know that is going to happen. We don't know that that's the thing, right? We don't. You got to remember that when we're trading, we're not trading off of assurance, right? We're trading off of probability. So there's nothing here that's going to tell us exactly what the market may have been, you know, wanting to do next. But we could just look at certain things and say, okay, you know, the fact that it did actually break the middle Bollinger Band and continued up, I think it might be coming up to this area right here. And the reason why you want to be aware of that, and also look, as we're making our way back up, we're also coming back into the bought areas as well. So it could actually be maybe 1 to 2 candles later, you know, these become overbought. You know, we get the stochastic cross to the downside, and then it actually drops, right, in that area. Now, again, we don't know that, right? We don't know that. And that's not something that, that isn't something that would have stopped you from taking this trade, because, again, there was no way, just based off of previous support and, you know, the possibility of a retest, there was no way that we know for a fact that it was going to actually, you know, make its way back up there, right? We don't know that. But once we actually, and I know, you know, you kind of have to lose the trade to find this out. But once we actually either lose the trade, or maybe we didn't take it, or maybe we only got in for one candle and cleared, once you see the market pushing its way back up, I'm just letting you guys know, getting into the mind of Rico, right? The mind of RockStarr, right? But getting into my mind, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's going to come back up to this area, and maybe drop. Now, this is good to know because now you know where, if you lost this trade, you know where to look for your next potential sell opportunity. Okay? So again, it's not necessarily revenge trading. If you're doing an actual analysis, you're saying, okay, I understand why I lost this trade. You know, it could be coming back up to that previous support that we just broke, coming back up to retest on the bottom side. And if it does retest on the bottom side and we get all of our other confirmations as well, then boom, this is a good, you know, trade to go ahead and take for the sell. Does that make sense, everybody here? Drop a 7 if that makes sense. Okay, so that wasn't a preventative. Okay, that's just to look at this and say, okay, I understand why I may have lost this. Let's look for the next opportunity. All right, remember, trading is a lot of mindset. It's a lot of mentality. So, you know, you can't take these losses and say, oh my God, you know, I don't know why I lost. You know, this kind of sucks. No, just look at the chart, analyze a little bit. You know, we just finished breaking a nice support level right there. As you guys can see, right? We came here, we bounced, we come here, we can see a few candles here, had a hard time breaking through it until eventually it did break through it, came back up, retested here, a small retest right there. So that lets us know that, yeah, this might be a good level that markets might come back, retest before we get a nice big drop to the downside. So again, not a preventative for the trade, but something to look at afterwards and say, okay, cool, I understand why I lost that, right? Here's the next sell opportunity. Now, in terms of the actual loss itself, okay, here's what I see, okay? And you guys know I always talk about this as well, but when we're looking at the, let's just say like a downtrend, for example, okay? When we're looking at a downtrend, for example, a lot of the times, I always tell you guys, the strongest downtrends or the strongest trends in general are going to be when the markets are consistently bouncing off that middle Bollinger Band, right? Here's why. Because if you're looking for sells in the market, right? We can all agree on this. If you're looking for sells in the markets are never going to be overbought. Now, it's not to say absolutely never, but what I'm saying is that you have to be conscious and stay aware of the fact that when they do become overbought, the sellers are slowly losing momentum, right? So the buyers are starting to come in a little bit. So if we're looking back here, we see we got some nice bounces off the middle Bollinger Band, right? Reactions over here on the middle Bollinger Band, reactions on the middle Bollinger Band, right? But then what do we have here? Right before our entry here, we have this, okay? Which is buyers actually come in and push up. And again, you know, above the Bollinger. So this is what you got to look. So let me erase all this. I don't want to confuse you, right? But this is what you have to see. It's the first thing I saw when I opened up this email. I see some nice bounces on the downside, right? I see a break to the upside. I see an overbought market, which tells me that sellers are no longer controlling this. Because remember, if everyone is selling, the market will never be overbought. It just doesn't make sense if everyone's selling, right? So I see an overbought market, and then from the overbought, what do we have? A bounce to the upside, a bounce to the upside, a bounce to the upside, to eventually something pulled this thing all the way back down. But again, I'm seeing that's probably the main reason why we lost this one, is that the downtrend is either slowly ending or something happened in the market that said that pretty much allowed buyers to slowly start taking over. And this is exactly what happened. So as you guys can see here, buyers came in, boom, bounce off the bottom, but then broke, and now we're on the upside on the top. And I think this one shows a little bit more. Yep, so this one shows a little bit more. As you guys can see, once it broke the middle Bollinger Band to the top side, we hit that candle here, bounce, comes up, and then it just continues to go up after that. You guys see that? As to what happened right here, right? So watch this, guys. I'm about to blow your mind. All right. So the second email, you guys ready? The second email reads this. Okay. It says, hey, I was going through your multiple time frame analysis session and wanted to check this entry on the 3-minute time frame. And this is how it was. Could this be the reason why I lost this trade? Let's open up the 3-minute. Sheesh. Hey, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting somewhere, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this. So, wow. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's pull this up for you guys. All right. So the 5 minute, and this is why I always do 2 time frames. Remember what we talked about? I think it was last Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday that just passed. Today's Sunday. So Wednesday that just passed, we did a fire session on multiple time frame analysis and market synchronization. Okay. And this is why I always say I do not trade without this. Remember, we're trading, we want to increase probability. So it only makes sense that the best way to increase probability, okay, you will lose the changes. Okay, cool. So increase those probability by looking at what's happening in the markets on multiple different time frames. Okay, so in looking at this, if we were looking at just the 5 minute time frame by itself, if you didn't know anything about market structure or whatever the case may be, just using indicators, this looks like a good setup. This looks like a good setup if you're using just the 5 minute itself. But watch this. If you have 2 time frames up and we're looking at the 3 minute at the same exact time, does the 3 minute set up for a good sell? Yes or no in the chat? Oh man, I get excited when I see stuff like this, man. When students can point this out themselves, that's what I get excited for. Because it shows me who's actually learning and implementing. This gentleman already took the trade. He watched one of the sessions in the favorites and he went back to go analyze a previous loss that he took and say, could this be the reason why I lost this trade? Wow. Sheesh. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. If you guys can't tell, I'm excited as hell. Oh, man. Stochastic cross. It's not looking good here either. So right here, right before the actual entry point, you guys can see right before the entry point, you see a slight pullback in the stochastic here. Momentum started to shoot up a little bit. Then it dropped back down. Then it shot up again. Then it dropped down. And then that's when it shot all the way up to the top, which is this area right here. Boom. Did you guys see that? So these little squiggles right here, this constant up, down, up, down, up, down, that's this consolidated area. That's this consolidated area. So there's no real direction of the market. There's no real direction. Do you guys now see why that multiple time frame analysis is so key? Like, it's so fire. When I tell you guys, like, I only teach y'all things that absolutely change the game for me. I don't teach no useless stuff. If I don't use it, I don't teach it. Just put it like that. If I don't use it, I don't teach it. Listen, everything that I teach y'all is game. Just straight game. And you will slowly and surely start to see these on the charts and understand and realize a little bit more what in the world is going on. But tell me this is not fire. So we got the 5 minute on the left, the 3 minute on the right. All right. Which, by the way, guys, if you guys have not done so already, get to the favorited sections. On Wednesday, we did this session right here, multiple time frame analysis with market synchronization. Watch that. Okay? Watch that. It's fire. I'm telling you, it's fire. Okay, it's absolutely fire. All right, let's pull the pictures. X'd it out by accident. It's all good. It's all good. I think we're pretty much done with this one anyway, right? Whew. So you guys did see. So a few things is that number one, on the 5 minute, just to recap really quick. All right, so that was pretty much it. Quick preview for you guys of one of our training sessions. Like I said, this was a Sunday session. It's definitely different from some of our other sessions. Obviously, this is Sunday, family day, church. This is early. It's actually 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that we do these sessions every week. And yes, they are recorded, so if you can't attend, you can always come back and watch. But these sessions are our trade and chill or our chart and chill sessions. So super laid back. We like to have fun, play the music, do what we got to do, but always provide that value. And the goal is to make you a better trader through getting on these sessions. So again, quick snippet behind the scenes of how those Sunday sessions work. And as you guys seeing in this example here, we actually had one of our students that had a breakthrough on this session, and actually was able to identify and spot what he could have done better for the next trade, or where he went wrong in the current setup by utilizing one of the things that we teach in our bootcamp. Which, by the way, guys, if you're not already a part of the academy, you want to go ahead and get enrolled through me and get more of that personal, mentorship, that personal coaching, make sure you hit the description down below, click the link, teachmeatrade.info, and make sure you pay attention to the information that's provided before getting started. But that's pretty much it for this video. So make sure you hit subscribe, like if you haven't already done so. And as always, it's your boy Rico, aka RockStarr Effects. I'm out. Peace. As you guys can see, we got our members going ahead in the chat box as always. Loving these sessions. Look at that. Running it up. Just absolutely crushing it. On Father's Day too. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And let's get it. Booyah.